Hi everyone, I'm Peggy Rometo with Intuitive Astrology Star Signs for the month of June 2014. So we begin the month with Gemini. So if you're a Gemini born May 21st to June 20th, what can you expect for the month of June? Let's tune in and find out. So first of all, we just had a new moon just a couple days ago in the latter part of May. And that new moon is always energy of new beginnings and new opportunities for us. So in particular for you, Gemini, it's really about staking your claim. I see this is the time for you to stake your claim, to really, say and determine this is what I want for myself. These are the goals and the aspirations that I have. And there's this birth, I feel like your chest is opening and that you want to move forward. But at the same time, I feel like your feet are a little bit in cement. Like I want to go there, but I just can't quite get it. So part of what this is going on for you is it's a little bit resistance to change. It's a little bit of fear about the future. It's a lot of fear of the unknown. What if, what if, what if? So a lot of your fears are kind of like churning in your gut and your heart and your instincts. So what I want you to do is really kind of like acquiesce to those fears. Let them go. Just observe them and let them go. And use this energy to really open your heart and to face facts, face forward. What do I want? Where do I want to go in spite of those fears? And really start to shift your focus from where your feet are stuck and what you're afraid of to where your heart wants to go and what you're open to and where your ideas are flowing to. And I think in this month, you're going to have some opportunities to really be able to slow down and to see what that might lead to. So we begin with June 7th. Mercury goes retrograde from the 7th to the 21st. Now we always know when that planet sort of slows down and moves backwards, that what happens for us is it controls all of our communications, travel, things that really govern our physical world. So what you want to do is you want to be able to double and triple check, any contracts that you're, any contracts that you're signing. It's really affecting your throat too. So Gemini, for you guys about speaking up, make sure that whatever you're talking about, whatever you're going to say, that you mean it. And that you're not making false promises or that you're not misleading people or misrepresenting people. Because this is where communication can really get fouled up in these 3 weeks in June. So you want to be extra sensitive to the fact that when somebody says something to you, you might want to repeat it back to them and saying, is this what you mean? Because this is the time when our communication goes crazy, and then of course our relationships go all askew, and we get into these combative arguments, you said, she said kind of stuff. And so to resist that, you can really have things go smoother for you by just slowing down, reiterating what you're saying, and then double checking what you thought that person just said. If you do that, Gemini, you're going to have a much smoother month this month. Now, it's also a time during the retrograde when our thoughts go inward, when we turn backward, we regroup, we slow down, we can get a lot of things done from the past that were incomplete. So it's a great opportunity to go back and to complete things that you didn't have a chance to do before. And sometimes that's relationships, sometimes it's just clutter in the house that needs to be removed. Some of you will be moving, some of you will be changing relationships, some of you will be reconnecting with other people in your relationships, people from your past. A lot of times retrogrades will bring people back into your life. So just notice what this retrograde period is. It's slowing down and it's giving you an opportunity to really complete things that need to be done, as well as being able to choose what you want to keep and what you want to move forward with. And you're going to be given a lot of time to be able to do that. Now let's look more specifically for you around June 13th. Now June 13th is the full moon. So the full moon for you is an opportunity again for you to be a little careful, because sometimes the full moon brings the crazy in us. And of course, we already know, Geminis, that you're that Jekyll Hyde. You've got two sides to you, right? The little twins there. So you just want to notice that you can be extra sensitive around that new moon, that things that you would normally keep to your chest or vest might fall out of your mouth. So just be careful around that full moon. If you don't want to divest all your thoughts, be a little more cautious with what you're saying. Of course, you'd want to be extra cautious as well with alcohol or drugs or anything like that around that full moon that can bring and reveal those secrets, or flip side, have you flip to the other side and say all those things that you don't want to say, or have been not, things come out wrong, that sort of thing, because that coupled with the energy of the retrograde can really have a possibility for drama that we don't want. Now, on the flip side, you can also use this full moon energy to really awaken again the possibility for you and what you want to do, and it really gives you an opportunity to be pushed forward. So some of you may be pushed forward unexpectedly, new jobs or jobs ending, or houses selling, or completion of things. So you may be pushed forward unexpectedly, or you're not ready for this, and here you go. And this is why they say a lot of times women give birth around the full moon. It's like, whoa, you can't stop it, it's coming. So it's kind of like that. It's that energy. If you can't stop it, it's coming. So whatever that full moon is for you, just go with it. That's the best advice. Go with it and try and ride the wave, right? When you're on a surfboard and you're riding the wave, you're down, you're crotched, you're low, right? So if you do that, you'll be able to sail through that little period there. Whereas if you try and stand up straight and tall, you'll get knocked down by the wave. So learn to be a little more flexible, learn to ride the wave a little bit around that new moon time. Now let's look specifically in the area of money for the month of June for you, Gemini. I feel like you're running, there's a feeling sense of running on empty or running on low, and just that your expenses have been higher than usual, maybe possibly in May or in the month of June. So you're feeling a little depleted in the area of money. This is such a temporary thing. Don't get caught up in it. You know what to do. You need to put your nose down, go to work, put your head down, and really follow that scent of what's next for you, and just trust that it's going to happen. And I really see some good opportunities for you, especially towards the end of the month. And in terms of new beginnings, in terms of new relationships, contracts coming in, even potentially, some people may be getting married and joining income forces that way. Other people may be taking on a roommate. Other people may be having a new business come in, or a business loan being granted to you. So I see, influx of new money for you, or opportunities for you around the end of that retrograde, which is July 1st. So all in all, you're just going to have to kind of squeak through this month, be a little more thrifty with your dime, figure it out, and you'll get there. You've got great resilience, you've got great aptitude, and you're really smart, Gemini. So you really have resources of being able to figure things out and get by with less for this month. Now, as far as relationships go, we touched on a little bit about the communication and a little bit of challenges around that, and I do see for some of you there's some confusion in relationships, possibly because you have more than one person you're dating, or feelings for more than one person. Of course, this can be it feels like it's all going to kind of like come out in the wash by the end of the month. By the end of the month, you'll really have a greater sense of your feelings and the direction that you want to go. Retrogrades are notorious for a lot of times bringing people back into our life, and or starting new relationships during retrograde don't necessarily work out. So if you're starting a new relationship in during a retrograde period, not usually the best thing. They generally don't last because retrogrades are temporary. So you want to just keep that in mind. If you're dating somebody, just think of this as an of-the-moment relationship, right? A lot of my clients, I'll tell them, just think of it as collecting friends. During a retrograde period, you're collecting new friends. And when you do it that way, there's no pressure then to keep them or to make them your lifelong partner or anything like that. You can really enjoy what the relationship is meant to be during that time period. So that would be my suggestion for you. Now, for those of you already in a committed relationship, this month you're going to see nice opportunities, pockets of opportunities to really enjoy and get quiet and comfy and cozy and to have some fun. And that doesn't mean that you single guys aren't going to be able to do that as well. Of course you will. It's just that your partner may be changing. Whereas those who are already committed in a relationship will get that same fun and flair, but the relationship is going to be extended beyond the retrograde period. So I see really nice blossoming relationships for those of you that are already in a couple relationship and that are really going to enjoy each other. Now, health. Let's look at health for Geminis for this month. Some of you, I feel like, can have gastrointestinal things, digestion, bloating, uncomfortability. A lot of that, again, has to do with your inability to take in life, or your fears, or your lack of compatibility with what you're doing. So maybe you don't like your job, or maybe you don't like your spouse, or maybe you don't like your financial situation, and you guys tend to hold it like around the waist, or also I can feel a lot of anxiety from a lot of you Geminis. So with this month, I feel like it feels like a softer month in that you can recognize these things And the other thing is, I do feel like some answers come in for you in terms of what's the best way to take care of my health. What do I need to get back on? And some of you will be starting a new routine this month, getting healthier, even healthier than you have before, cutting out the right foods. And you've got the support of the universe in being able to help you to do that. Retrograde can also give you enough time in your schedule to slow down and add back exercise, or add back cooking healthy foods, or add back being able to go to the grocery store, because somehow or another, when things slow down during a retrograde, you can use them to your advantage to really be able to get back on top of the things that you wanted to do or that are most important for you. So this reevaluation for you that's going to happen in those 3 weeks of June give you an opportunity to kind of like squeeze more time out of the day for the things that are important to you, and the things that aren't, you sort of let those go. So all in all, Gemini, I think it's a really good month for you. Just remember, one of the most important things for you is to be flexible this month. Enjoy yourself, be happy. You know, you've got this huge future. I really feel like when in July you're going to really burst forward in a whole new way with like this kind of great heart opening that this retrograde is going to give you or push you forward to. So, and if any of you are dealing with stress or things like that, just remember, whatever the situation is going on around you, that there's a silver lining in it. So look for the silver lining this month, Gemini, of anything that, you know, feels a little off or awkward or unfun for you. And in doing that, you'll be able to appreciate, you know, the goodness in it, and the realization that this too shall pass, it's only temporary. And then through that process, you'll really be able to feel who you know, the direction that you're meant to be going, and really be able to capitalize on that. And you have a lot of support. So enjoy, Gemini. Have an amazing birth month. You know, this is your, for a lot of you have birthdays now. Some of you have already just recently had birthdays. So happy birthday. Enjoy that. For those of you that are coming up with your birthdays yet, you know, make sure that on that particular day that you really give gratitude to, you know, those that brought you into the world. I think it's always nice to acknowledge your parents for bringing you and giving you into this opportunity. And for those of you that have loved ones in spirit, you can do that just in your mind consciousness, and sending out thoughts to them, and being able to open to receive any blessings and conversation that they have back for you. But also very important to take care of yourself, to really on that day, to really appreciate how far you've come, the spiritual awakening that you've had, and to really continue to appreciate the person that you are in the world, and to feel that love. So have an amazing month, Geminis. Love you. I love Geminis. Some of the closest people in my life are Geminis. So have an amazing month.